I'm using a different spread this time, and I'm going to incorporate astrology into this reading. So it's going to be a 4-card spread that deals with your first house, which is also considered, the way you project yourself into the world. The fourth house, which deals with your family and the things that bring you emotional stability and comfort. Seventh house deals with relationship, love, and business partnerships. 10th house deals with your career. So it's going to be career and finances. So it's going to be a 4-card spread addressing those areas in your life, but using a more astrological approach towards it. All right, so let's see. First house, fourth house, seventh house. Let's do this one. And the 10th house. It's actually looking really good. Wow. Okay, so I actually like this approach. This is the third sign that I'm reading for, and now the cards have been really promising. So, okay. So Pisces. So the first house is considered your rising, your ascendant. It's also the way others perceive you, okay? So for example, if they didn't know you very well, they would perceive you as something else. And once they get to know you, then that they would get to know your sun sign. So initially when they first meet, like that first impression that you make on others, that's going to be dictated by the ascendant or the rising. In this situation, I do feel that the way you are perceived by other people is incredibly positive. You have the star card in the upright position. So I do feel a lot of you are going to be glowing because things are looking very good for you this week in terms of romance, in terms of like having a very nice, soothing, romantic connection, and even like success in a partnership as well. So you're going to be like glowing. And I do feel, in general, you are very well received by the opposite sex or even, the same gender. Whatever it is, whatever your persuasion, I do feel that you're going to make a very positive impact on those around you, okay? So it's also the star card. And when the star falls in your first house, that's when like wishes are coming true. So a lot of you are in a good state right now. So let's leave it at that, and I'll read more like regarding how the cards relate to one another in a little bit. So the fourth house, we have a 7 of coins, and this is interesting. This is also what Capricorn got. So I mentioned this with Capricorn, but I'm getting a different feel for you. And the 7 of coins deal with the harvest in the traditional tarot. And when I read it, I always read it as a card of assessment, reevaluating the things that are important in your life, or reevaluating situations, family relationships, interpersonal relationships within the household, and things like that. So in this situation, what I'm seeing here is that a lot of you have let go of old relationships, especially like toxic family relationships. And I feel bad saying that, but sometimes it's for your mental health. You have to release negative energies in order to like free your mind, okay? Free your heart and free your mind and come back to it at a later date. So a lot of you might have like let that situation go, and as a result, you feel like there is a little bit of an imbalance. You might miss the other person you're in the household relationship with. Like there might have been like a change in um, roommate situation, a change in dwelling for some of you. So in this situation, it looks as if it's you're on the right path. You did the right thing, and it's basically good for your mental health at this point. So overall, it looks very positive. In terms of your 7th house, relationships and work partnerships, so relationships and love and romance and work partnerships, we have the 10 of cups, which deals with completion, okay? So you and another person have basically agreed to see eye to eye on some really important issues in your life. So if this were a work front, it's kind of like payday, in which you're kind of like you have this one great idea and you both are overjoyed about the execution of this idea, and possibly even about the positive partnership that is coming through because you're meeting somebody who's very like-minded. On the love front, I do feel this is like total emotional fulfillment here. As well with the star card, a lot of you might be dealing with like I'm sensing a lot of you might be dealing with an air sign because the star is also the card of Aquarius. Possibly an air sign, an Aquarius bringing about really good news, or you and your business partner might have been, waiting on the decision from an air sign, and they're finally coming through and giving you very positive messages, okay? In terms of relationship, for those of you dealing with like water signs or other air signs, in general, it looks very, very promising. It looks positive, and you're kind of like overjoyed and ecstatic at this point. So it looks very favorable. In terms of your 10th house, we have the Hierophant in the reverse position. So what I do sense when this is in the reverse is a lot of you are very creative. So you might have like overthrown or tossed aside the traditional work structure, the traditional 9 to 5 working in a cubicle, and a lot of you might have like opportunities for new employment or self-employment situations, or like even entrepreneurial, trials. So what I do feel here is this is the dismantling of the standard work tradition. This is like, kissing that 9 to 5 job goodbye because you have bigger fish to fry. So a lot of you have like taken a hobby or a creative endeavor and taking it to the next phase in which you can be self-employed and you are gauging the financial gains associated with it. And I know Pisces in general, you do a job for the emotional fulfillment. You don't really do it for money. So, this is a really excellent time for you to execute that plan if you have that hobby or something in the back burner. And now is actually a really good time, a very, very um, faded, a very good opportunity for you to be an entrepreneur, okay? So for this week, if you have any type of investors coming your way and kind of like coaxing you to leave the job, or somebody else from a private think tank rather than a governmental organization, trying to recruit you, go for it. It looks very, very favorable, okay? So overall, let me know how this plays out for you as well. I'm trying to see if there are other messages that I'm getting here. It's interesting because we do have like an Aquarius and also a Taurus dichotomy here. So for those of you who might be dealing with like an earth sign and you're deciding between an earth sign and an air sign, I would say try to go with the air sign. That looks more favorable. If you are deciding between like working in your current environment versus expanding out into the world, and you're not really sure if you have the capabilities to expand or the financial backing to expand, I would say aim for the expansion, okay? Because the star is going to give you your heart's desire. At the same time, in terms of like being afraid to leave the nest, being afraid to like in general, a lot of you have been like shouldering the weight of the world, I feel. So it is really important this week to focus on doing what makes you happy, okay? So put everybody else's needs and wants on the back burner and focus on doing the things that will bring you emotional fulfillment. Just for this week, in the spirit of selfishness or whatever you want to call it. I do feel a break for you is in order. So, just take my advice on this, okay? So overall, I hope you have a wonderful week and it looks very promising. If you want to go out at night, like just to look at the stars with your significant other, it's proving to be very romantic at the same time. If you want to like go to, go dancing, doing something at night like bonfires and things like that, um, it's very favorable for this week, okay? So go camping, go stargazing, and things like that, all right? It's going to be a very, very romantic week for you, and you're going to feel very emotionally fulfilled. The only danger is don't procrastinate on work. Make sure you get all your work done before you go out and play at night, all right? So I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.